Hello, everyone. This is Ray with Coffee with Ray. I'm going to jump on today instead of tomorrow, which is Good Friday. So I figured we would get our video and our audio done today and allow everyone to enjoy Good Friday, if that's the proper way to say it. I know I'm thankful for it, but I still don't understand if I'm supposed to enjoy it. I guess a lot of y'all might be contemplating a few things that we've talked about. I've talked about, getting up to the plate, getting base hits. Today's topic would be silence your enemies. And this might not be what everyone wants to hear, but it's probably something that everyone needs to listen to. So, silencing your enemies has very little to do with you not listening to the naysayers in your life, but it has a lot more to do with you quieting the voices in your head and all of them. So I know I've got quite a few in my repertoire, I guess, if I said that word right. But when it comes down to it, we do have people in our lives when we try to do something that will not support us. And it usually comes from family and friends or people that just want the best for you. And I will say want the best for you because they want the best for you in their definition. And I don't think we need to be working on other people's definitions. So there's a few parts to this that I want us to just really take a few minutes and have reflection on. If we don't have our mindset right for ourselves and what we want to accomplish, if that be college or business or whatever it is, then we're going to crumble at the first sign of any kind of adversity. The moment someone tests us in our desire to do this, we're going to fail quietly. Now, failing quietly means we never start. That's I know for a fact if this video can get to more than 2 people, let's just say this video and this podcast gets viewed by 10 people. There is at least 5 of you who have thought something up, realized it was a passion of yours, or you wanted to do it, if it'd been a 5K, or if it'd be starting a business, or going to college, or founding a church, or whatever it is, but you never got to the launching point because when you started seeking out soft acceptance for your ideas, it didn't work very well. So I have to say that I'm extremely guilty of this. I've lived the majority of my life in the shadow of a very successful, very determined individual. That's how I'll put it. And I've never honestly believed that what I could accomplish would ever be acceptable. So instead of doing the small work, getting up to bat and taking a couple of strikeouts and doing this, I tried to hit the home runs before I even created anything. There are just going to be people out there that don't agree with you winning. They're not going to agree with you stepping out. Let's say you want to lose 60 pounds. You're not going to lose 60 pounds by hanging out with the same people or living under the same verbiage from people that sat there and watched you gain the 60 pounds. Everything's going to be radical. Everything's going to be unsustainable. Everything's not going. Well, you need to do it this way. And I think a lot of times, maybe in everything, there is a protection factor there, but I don't really think that they're protecting you. I think they might be protecting themselves because we all have this internal dialogue that we're not good enough. Some of us do. Others have dialogues that there's no one else better than them. And that's a different topic, but I don't want to. I'm not bashing a personality type. You know, there's narcissistic people out there, and there's people who are extremely introverted that get stepped on, and there's narcissists that don't know it, and or they do and they own it. I want to talk to the normal, average individual in this, and I want it to be something that we can grow on instead of pointing a finger at behaviors that maybe people disagree with. If we're not learning from everything, then we're really losing the value of what it can do for you. So, some of the lessons I've learned about a lot of different things, including business, has been from people who honestly did not match up even remotely with my morals, my decision making, but I watched them do it their way. Well, that's what you have to do. So, if we go back to the topic of losing 60 pounds, let's say there are certain foods you're just not ever going to be able to eat again. Well, that's radical. That's not going to be comfortable. That's not going to be easy for someone else to be around, but you've got to stick to your guns. Let's say you want to start a business, and your business idea, there's a lot of competition, and there's a lot of investment with sweat equity that you would have to put into it. That means you might be working after hours to get this done. You got to go pay the bills with your job, but then you got to go pay your bills to yourself for a couple hours in the evening or on the weekends or whatever. There is going to be people who do not like it, and they're going to say everything they can to revalidate themselves in the relationship between you, and maybe at the cost of devalidating you. So the evil voices are, closing them out starts with having a plan. If you have a plan, then you'll have a way to stay with what your mission is without, no matter what fails or what anyone says about it. So let's think about tactically in the military. We don't plan a combat evolution with feelings involved in it. We bring facts to the table, and with them facts we make decisions, and with them decisions we calculate errors and cost and that the likelihood of success. But that still doesn't define winning. There has been numerous battles that you can go study, from Patton to Chesty Puller to Patton probably being one of the biggest ones, is where he took normal tactics and made them do very outrageous results because people believed in him. But then he believed that persistence and consistency would win no matter who was applying it. We talked about that 100-hour rule that's been popping up everywhere for some reason. 18 minutes a day for 365 days, around 100 hours, can make you probably better than the majority of people out there doing something. So if you want to be a web designer, then go spend the time in learning how to be the best web designer. You don't have to be the best. You just need to be good enough to get a first customer. If you're a woodworker, you don't have to build a house. You could build a table, or you could build some wall art to get your first customer. There is no reason not to go after something just because what everyone else is doing in their finished product or in the end of their products don't look like yours. So, taking it to the money side, let's just say you want a landscaping company in Florida, which, landscaping, HVAC, plumbing, I mean, there's, the service trades, there's 1,000 of them out there in a square mile, but There's only about 1 or 2% of them that really do the majority of the work. And the reason why is because the other ones are chasing all the big fish, and they're not fishing for the fish that their line can hold. Um, the worst thing for a small business to ever do is get a customer that they can't provide, the top line quality service to. The worst thing that can happen to someone wanting to lose 60 pounds is to lose 26 of it in 30 days, is because it's so hard to win and continue to try like you're not winning. So the voices in your head, while most of the time mine are negative, I don't know. Hopefully, there's people out there that don't have as much negative talking as mine. But we quit too soon. We take our foot off the gas way too fast when we win. So that's the reason why I say put your 6, 5, 4, 3, whatever, how many ever you want to put on a piece of paper every day, and go get them done every day. So it's non-negotiable. And I think so many things in this world right now have become so negotiable and so your way, and do what makes you feel good. Well, I've never talked to anyone who was ever successful that felt good about it every day. And if the truth be told, there was probably more days that they did not feel good than they did, and the days that they felt good were temporary, and sometimes they distracted them from the ultimate goal. So people are so scared to commit to something that might not ever not need your commitment. We want to go work out 2 or 3 times and the weight loss happen and stay off. We want to go start a business, get 1 customer, and then we want to be taken care of, and that business to be uber successful with the least amount of effort from us. We want to go to college, make 1A on the easy class, but we want the A's from the hard class without. So the evil in your head sometimes is the good and bad. It's the word saying you're not good enough, you're never going to make it. Then it's the words, hey, look, you've arrived. You've got it all figured out. So it is the narcissist and the, I guess you could say, the introvert that we all have, because we all have them. I would say that if you don't believe you have narcissistic behavior, then plug in I challenge you to plug in something to your mind and let someone else listen to it, and they will guarantee you that they would say that there's some selfish and narcissistic and demeaning things going on in your head. And it is considered, in my faith, it sinful behavior, or sin, the sin nature, the 2 natures of humankind. We want to do right, but we always have this dialogue going on in our head that sometimes is wrong, or most of the time wrong. And the difference between the good and the bad people are the ones who, we all have bad thoughts, and we all talk bad to ourselves and the other people in our head. It's the people who filter that and live differently than sometimes they feel and think is what really makes the difference. And I think if we can just grab a hold of one concept really, really fast, and we just do the work as if it's the goal. Man, I love I love my job. I love going out here and banging on doors and talking to people about making their companies more energy efficient and all the new products and all the new technology. I have an endless supply of awesome stuff to go out there and talk to people, but not a lot of people want to hear it, and that's just part of the process. I have to be in love with the stuff that doesn't get a lot of results but leads to the massive results. So in my, my personal business, I have to maybe give away some services a little cheaper because I'm not that high quality catch out there. I've got to, just put myself in a position to where I can prove to someone that, I'm worth my weight. But then I just love doing the work. Fall in love with your work, fall in love with your process. And that doesn't say that the naysayers out there will stop, and it won't say that the people over here, if you've got one, I've got many. All the people in here will stop talking negative and trying to blow you out and make you stop and demoralize you. I mean, it's possible that you could win. I mean, think about that for just a few seconds. You could win if you fell in love with the work and not the result. And the result was something that, man, you could just pay forward. If you start making money, you can do well with that money. Invest it and give some away, and pay your house off, or you could do good with that. But that's not the goal. The goal is doing the work for someone. Is that when you go out there and hit the streets to walk or to run or to lift weights or do whatever it is, and you go to the grocery store and you buy stuff right off your list so you can eat well, love the result will make you stop. But loving the process, that when you're cooking that meal that is completely opposite of what you've ate in your entire life, that you've had to teach yourself how to do, I've had to teach myself how to do, you get to enjoy being good at it. You get to enjoy living it. And that's where a passion for running or passion for walking or passion for work, lifting weights, or maybe there's some chefs out there that really haven't been found because they haven't been tested. And in my beliefs, and this is not everyone's, obviously, the work counts just as much. I mean, my faith is not a faith of work. I mean, someone else who we're celebrating this week did all the work. All I get to do is do work for him. And man, that makes the results, yes, gratifying and dopamine hitting and all these good things, but it doesn't make it the goal. The goal is for me to get up every morning and have joy in my process, not joy in my victory. Because millionaires can be homeless just as fast as homeless can be millionaires. Someone who's 400 pounds can be 185 just as fast as someone that's 185 can be 400. A business can be wildly successful with thousands of clients, and the doors can be locked and bankruptcy in the same amount of speed. A lot of times the reason why things change is because we change what we're focusing on. And if you're starting a business, you're not going to be good at everything. You're not going to be good at everything. There's going to be a bunch of evil little spots of your business that you just stink at. So there will be a time where someone might have to do your books so they actually get done. And there might be a time where someone has to do organization because it won't get done. But in the immediate, you're going to have to do these things because there's no way you can teach someone to do something for you that you haven't done it. Now, I've been a salesman a long, long time. I mean, I think even when I was running my exterior restoration company, I was still a salesman. I think salesmen don't get a lot of credit for their ability to adapt, but then I don't think a lot of owners, from a certain generation can understand that the sales market, if you're looking to get into something, I mean, sales is a great place to be if you like doing, the same stuff over and over every day. um, it can be very, very daunting. Honestly, I was, you know, a lot younger at the first of the week. No, just kidding. I've been old for a while, but um, the profession of salesman or saleswoman is really something that is this is a full-time position now, and instead of it being this in between real jobs, this is a real job, and there's companies out there that are doing this full-time and all they do is sell for other companies and stuff. So I think the respect for what people can do is I don't I mean you just have to be wise in who you judge. So how do we shut these things off? To close this up, how do we shut all this stuff off? How do we shut off the evil voices and the evil talk and all that stuff? Is that, we get a plan, we understand what we want, and then we go after what we want. That's it. And we got to write that down, and we've got to do small things. Get up to bat every day, make sure you're building your team, and then swing the bat. Don't look through pitches. So to quiet them, a lot of times the fastest way to quiet negativity in your life or even around you is some people are going to have to go. Their opinion's going to not have to matter. And then your opinion is going to have to matter. And you're going to have to be able to stand up to yourself to continue to do the hard work every day. Plain and simple. And really, the work's not as hard as what people think. It really just, it's enjoyable if you let it be. So, happy Easter, everyone. Have a great weekend. I know this is the CEO, Christmas, Easter, and other holidays kind of place. Invite someone to go to your church with you. Don't be that guy or gal that decides to not give someone the opportunity. And then last but not least, the phone number is 988. If you feel as if your life doesn't count and doesn't matter and you've contemplated taking it, or even reasoning why you should still be alive, let's pick up the phone. Call a friend, call a family member. 988 is the suicide hotline. Or go find someone. Get out of your house. Go to Publix. Go to somewhere. Get around other people, because here's what I'm asking you to do. One more minute, one more hour, and one more day. And don't go into that one more day without help and being honest with somebody. People die because of secrets. Don't die because of a secret that really is not yours to keep, but it is yours to walk with and heal from. Consequences aside from negative or bad behavior, there is a plan for your life, and I want you to be able to see through that. I want you to be able to see through that immediate discomfort of, man, things are not working right for me right now. Everything is temporary. This shall too pass. This will pass, but it might take help. So don't go at this alone. Thank you for listening to Coffee with Ray, and have a great Easter. We'll talk to you next week.